Stay tuned, you don't want to miss episode 10, Leadership, from the Pahrump Holiday Task Force, along with Together with Veterans. Stay tuned.
Attention Southern Nevadans. Turn up that dial for some real talk about the issues that matter to us. From some of our Valley's local leaders, business owners, and even the occasional elected official. Airing now on incredibly intelligent local radio stations and streaming worldwide at thenevadapatriot.com. Welcome to the Nevada Patriot Podcast with Matt Sadler.
Welcome to the Nevada Patriot Podcast with Matt Sadler. I'm your host, and in the DJ Sound studio with me today and representing the Pahrump Holiday Task Force and also Together with Veterans, two ladies that wear a couple different hats. We have Linda Wright and Michelle Caird. I'm excited to be speaking with you today, and welcome to the show, ladies.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the Pahrump Holiday Task Force first in our little 2-for-1 here that we've got. So most folks in Pahrump will know at least a little bit about the Holiday Task Force or have been to one of the events that you've put on. But please let our listeners know about the organization and a little about yourselves if you can.
Okay, the Pahrump Holiday Task Force has been around for over 10 years, and we've gone through many different hats. We started off under the Nye Communities Coalition, and we were with them for over 10 years. And then we went under the Heritage Bible Church.
Right.
And just recently, we became our own entity.
Nice, congratulations.
Thank you.
So now you're officially a 501c3 organization.
Yes, we are.
That makes it so much easier.
Finally.
And how about you, Michelle? I know you were a recent guest, but let our folks know who might not have
So I'm Michelle, excuse me, I'm Michelle Caird. I'm the treasurer of Pahrump Holiday Task Force. I joined on about a year ago and have been working with them and bringing community events to Pahrump.
Gotcha. Nice. So this the Thanksgiving dinner is going to be the next one of the major events that's happening. So, and that's where I kind of that was my first foray into it, and I helped out last year. It was super awesome. So it's approaching quickly. And what type of efforts are going on to make this a success like it was last year? And how can our listeners get involved and help out?
Well, once again, we're doing our business advertisement on our placemats. So we are going around asking community businesses if they would like to advertise on our placemats.
Yeah.
So that's how they can get involved by making a donation to us.
Gotcha.
And advertise.
Yeah, that's a good idea, and I know space is limited, so I made sure that that I was one of your first sponsors. So any listeners out there who own small businesses or even medium-sized businesses in our community, you should reach out, get in touch with them, get involved. They're full color placemats, if I recall, from last year.
Yes.
So they really pop. They're really nice. So get involved with that. So what other types of events throughout the community? I know a lot of folks have probably been touched or influenced by these events, may not know sometimes exactly who put them on, but do you want to talk about some of the additional events that the task force puts forward?
We also have our Christmas Eve dinner, which is also a sit-down dinner, and that'll be on Christmas Eve from 11 to 2 at the Nye Communities Coalition, and that's just like our Thanksgiving dinner, which is from 11 to 2 at the Nye Communities Coalition. And that's, both of them are for the entire community is invited, and also our veterans.
Yes.
And our veterans are, a special welcome is to them, and they're treated very well. They have special tables set up.
I had the pleasure of helping out at the veterans tables, and for you vets out there, you come down, you sit down, and you let the helpers like us take care of you. So we're going to get you drinks, we're going to serve you your plates, help you, bring you to the dessert, so you don't really have to lift a finger. And it's important that folks in our community know that there's no out-of-pocket cost for folks to come attend either of the dinners.
No, it's totally free to the community. We work totally off of donations from the community
Right.
ahead of time.
So how is the volunteering coming along right now? Is there a special need for more boots on the ground in the dinner aspect of it, serving,
Yes.
welcoming,
Yes,
greeting?
we're still taking volunteers,
Okay.
so they can still call. And you can either go online and volunteer through our Pahrump Holiday Task Force at gmail.com, or you can call me directly at 775-419-7857.
Yep. So if they just go ahead and send you an email and just in the subject line to say, interested in volunteering or volunteering questions or something like that, they can just reach out to you and
Right.
you'll respond and get them plugged in.
Right.
That's
And
awesome.
right now, we're having I've set up a volunteer orientation for Wednesday, the day before, at 3 o'clock at the Coalition.
Okay. And you want to I know most listeners know, but exactly where the coalition is for any maybe
Yes.
first-time listeners or folks that might have just moved out here?
So the coalition is located at 1020 East Wilson Road. And there's a big parking lot, they can park and easily get into the building, so 1020 East Wilson.
And that's in the Activity Center, and that's the big building on the Nye Communities campus, and it's right behind Walmart.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's a good beacon. So directly behind Walmart and just smell the nice turkey cooking. You could probably smell it from there. It was awesome last year. You guys won't, and desserts as well, right? I mean, there
Yes.
was, if I recall, yeah, I had a couple plates of awesome stuff. So after Christmas, I guess comes the Easter holiday season, and you want to tell the folks a little bit about what's probably planned for Easter?
Yes, the day before Easter, the Saturday before Easter, we have an event in the at Patriot Park, and we team up with the Pahrump Disability Outreach Program, or it's well known for as PDOP.
PDOP, yeah.
And we have a barbecue, we have hamburgers and hot dogs, and we have organizations come out and they have a table, and we do what is called an egg extravaganza.
Yep.
Where we have, instead of having an Easter egg hunt, each organization will get Easter eggs at their table, and when the parents come to the table to find out information, the children are given eggs.
Yeah.
And that way, nobody gets hurt.
Right. Yeah. There's no mad dash.
There's no mad dash.
No kids getting elbowed.
And we get information out to the community on what's available to
Yeah.
them, which is nice. And each organization has a game for for the kids to participate in.
Yep, I
So
remember
that
now.
makes it nice. And PDOP does cotton candy and kettle corn and snow cones, and they bring out their train.
Nice, yeah.
So that's nice. And then we also have the Easter Bunny so that you can take pictures.
All right. How do we do that?
So it makes a nice, fun day. And that is also from 10 to 2.
Yeah, and that was, if I recall, was that the weekend before Easter, or is that actual Easter
It's
weekend?
Easter weekend, and
Okay.
it's the Saturday before,
Right
so it's the
before.
day before.
Okay. And then the final event, well, not the final event, but the final one after in order here, you're looking at the 4th of July. So that one's
That's a big...
relatively newer one that's been a real
yes.
hit.
Well, yes, it is. We do the 4th of July parade, and that starts at 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 10 a.m. And then right afterwards, we do a family fun event in the Calvada Eye. And we start off with a barbecue, and we have booths set up with family fun games. We do cornhole.
Yep.
We do
Water
balloons and darts, and we have a watermelon eating contest. Last year we had water balloon toss with the sheriff's department, which was a big hit.
Yeah.
And we just have a lot of family fun, and So we just hope everybody stays around for that.
Yeah.
And we had over 40 entrants into the parade last year.
Gotcha. So as far as entering the parade, is that kind of the same route, maybe getting in touch with the task force via email, or
Yes,
maybe as the event comes closer to?
Yeah, as it gets closer, we will be sending out applications, and registration is will probably be the same, about $30 to enter the parade. And that'll be probably coming out in probably May.
Gotcha.
And I want to put out a big thank you to Robin, because she always helps put out a great article for each event to let people know that it's happening. And Deanna does a good job on the TV to put out that we're doing these events.
Yeah.
So we do get the word out, and we put a lot of flyers out and everything.
Nice.
So those are the four events that we do for the community.
Yeah, so I just want to reiterate and touch on it again for the listeners to know. Contact Linda this month if it's on your heart that you want to come alongside and do volunteering work, especially serving the vets, greeting folks, working the food line. Better to have more folks that are ready and able to help than to be scrambling and not quite having enough. So, many hands make light work, and I urge you to do that. And also, if you want to get in touch with her, if you have it on your heart to donate or to help out financially, please get in touch with Linda at 775-419-7857. 775-419-7857. Email at pahrumpholiday.taskforce@gmail.com. And also, potential sponsors out there, make sure you get on that quickly. There's, I think, only about 16 spots on those placemats, so get to it while you can. We're going to take a quick break and then finish up talking about the task force, and also get into our second segment. I'm excited to talk to them about Together with Veterans. So stick with us in studio. We'll be back in a couple of minutes.
All right, folks, grab a pen, save the date, Saturday, December 17th, 5:30 p.m., gourmet spaghetti and meatball dinner held for Sleep in Heavenly Peace. They do a great job in our community. They build beds so that kids who do not have a bed have a good quality bed and a good peaceful night's sleep. John Michael Ferrari is going to be performing. DJ Sounds will be mixing his beats. There'll be a silent auction, a live auction, and there are limited tickets, folks. They're probably going to go very fast. They're $25 each. You can pick them up at Natural Vibes. That is in the Mom's Diner Shopping Center. So if you know where Mom's Diner is, Natural Vibes is in there. Go in there when they're open, pick up tickets. They're selling them there for you. You don't want to miss this. For more details on this organization, Sleep in Heavenly Peace, visit shpbeds.org. That's SHP, like Peter, beds.org. Thank you. Hey Pahrump, it's Matt Sadler here, your number one local podcaster and bail bondsman extraordinaire. Let me tell you a little bit about my good friend Dallas Horton. G. Dallas Horton and Associates has over 15,000 clients with over $250 million recovered. He's a top 100 trial lawyer. One case alone, he earned a judgment of $9.6 million for his clients. And yes, this man is an accomplished attorney, but let me tell you something. He is a man of character and integrity. I can vouch for him. These are the values that Pahrumpians hold deeply, and it's mostly why we decided to move our family here. So if you or a loved one are injured in an accident, please let Dallas Horton be your first call. You can reach him at 702-380-3100. That's 702-380-3100. G. Dallas Horton and Associates. You won't regret calling them. God bless.
And we're back at the Nevada Patriot Podcast with Matt Sadler. Thank you for sticking by. So we forgot to touch on one thing. It looks like there are committee spots open with the Holiday Task Force. Can you tell us a little bit about that, or how folks can get involved with that in the process?
Yes, Matt, we're looking for new committee members to come and help out and plan the events. We usually have a meeting once a month So it's not a huge commitment, but of course, as we get closer to the events, we meet more often.
Yep.
But again, the people just need to either reach out and call Linda Wright, or go ahead and email her at the Pahrump Holiday Task Force at gmail.com, or Linda's phone number at 775-419-7857. We would really love to have some new folks with new ideas, because we're always trying to put out the best events we possibly can for the community here in Pahrump. And also, we still need volunteers, so if anybody has some time that they'd like to volunteer at either the Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter egg hunt, or the 4th of July, we can always use more volunteers to help out. There's lots of jobs that need to be done in preparation for and the day of the event. So please reach out and get a hold of Linda.
Yeah, so if you listeners and folks out there, if you have holiday plans and you won't be available, get on board and get involved with the next one coming after the holiday season, which would be Easter and the 4th of July. So now we're going to switch gears. So just to remind our listeners, we have Linda Wright and Michelle Caird also representing Together with Veterans, an important organization in our community. So some folks are going to know a little bit about Together with Veterans, but let our listeners know about the organization, if you could.
Okay. Together with Veterans is a veteran-led, community-based suicide prevention program. And it's funded by the Veterans Administration Office of Rural Health and supported by the VA Office of Mental Health and Suicide Prevention. And the program is carried out via collaboration between the Rocky Mountain Mental Illness Research, Education, and Clinical Center for Suicide Prevention and the Western Interstate Commission for Higher Education Behavioral Health Program, called WICHE, and local veterans and key stakeholders in the community.
Gotcha.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah, it is. So folks can always get a hold of you at your number as well.
Yes.
There's also a point of contact. Leanne can be reached as well at 775-727-9970, extension 204. That's again Leanne, and you can also reach Leanne via email, Leanne spelled Leann at nyecc.org. That's Leanne at nyecc.org. So I know I've attended one of the meetings that was put on Together with Veterans, and it was super eye-opening about the needs of different veteran needs in our community. So what are some of the unique needs that we can help fill for our local veterans?
So Together with Veterans, Matt, is specifically for suicide prevention, but it's for only rural veterans.
Gotcha.
Because rural communities experience higher rates of suicide compared to urban, and suicide rates rise directly in relation to the level of rurality. Suicide rates are climbing faster in rural communities compared to urban. And so there are 31 Together with Veteran chapters throughout the United States and Guam. They are only in rural areas, so Northern Nevada, for let's say Reno, would not have one.
Right.
Clark County does not have one. We are only operating in the rural communities and trying to get our veterans more engaged and giving them some opportunities to be involved with the community and try to reduce the suicide rates that we're experiencing.
So I guess that's the logistical challenge, is that in rural communities we're so much more spread out. Sometimes you don't necessarily have that neighbor checking in on you as easy, or family if you're kind of off on your own and it's more rural. So, and just in general, I mean, I know we all know vets or have been vets maybe in our lives, or at least have family members. And I think back to my dad as being a pretty proud guy. So I mean, never really revealing all his cards or talking to me a whole lot. So is that one of the issues that we see in our community as well, and what can kind of lead to these crisis situations is maybe some veterans, we should be more proactive probably in engaging our veterans,
Yes.
in filling their needs. And I know our community does a better job by and large than many communities, but there's definitely room for improvement, and definitely room for folks to probably come alongside. What are some of the needs that the organization has that folks can maybe help to fill or come alongside with?
So we're looking for people to get involved with Together with Veterans. We're trying to find peer support, and they will be receiving training, and it is training about safe messaging and learning how to spot the signs of possible suicide. So we're also looking at practicing lethal means safety, and we have lots of opportunities to do those types of trainings, and so we are looking for more people to become involved and be those peer supports for our veterans.
Is there classes happening anytime soon that someone could plug into, or when maybe is the next round of a class that someone might be able to
So
attend?
Leanne is looking at classes upcoming in January, maybe?
Starting in January.
Starting in January.
holidays, yeah.
So we're trying to get volunteers that might be interested in being part of our group to come forward. We're going to be deciding on days that work best for people, and or evenings, and we want to just kind of look at a calendar for everybody and make it work.
Gotcha. So how long have each of you kind of been involved with this organization specifically?
2 years.
Nice. Gotcha. And has it grown as far as the folks that are come alongside? Or I know COVID ends up happening, within the last couple of years, and I know that rocked a lot of organizations a bit. Have you been affected by that? Or?
We've lost some committee members, but then we've also gained some.
Okay, good deal.
So one of the things we're doing is that we're starting from ground zero, and every single Together with Veterans organization is a little bit different because everybody's community is a little bit different.
Yeah.
And so there's a whole the Veterans Administration, along with the other organizations, put together a notebook on how to build your organization and how to focus on goals, and that's what we're doing right now. It takes time to meet, decide what we want to do, figure out our direction. But it's really a great organization because you have the resources to meet with other organizations Together with Veterans that have been going for quite a few years and are rock solid and involved in their community and implementing their goals. And so that's where we want to be, and we want to get more people involved to do that with us.
Nice. And also one of the things I wanted to touch on was the Veterans Crisis Hotline that we have set up, and now it's even easier for folks in crisis to get access to that hotline. It just, if I'm not mistaken, it's 988, right? Just from a landline or cellular phone, just typing in 988, I can put you in touch with someone who might be able to save somebody's life. I mean, it's super important. And what's the best way for folks to maybe get in touch with this organization, to maybe be kept abreast of potential classes and things coming down the line that they can kind of get in touch with? Is it probably via email or a site or a number to call?
Leanne Luna is probably the best one because she has the schedule for the training classes that we're going to be doing.
Nice.
And
so her email again is Leanne, that's LEEANN at nyecc.org. Leanne at nyecc.org.
And if you're interested in any one of those trainings, just email her and tell her you're interested in training. Or if you're interested in coming to one of our meetings,
Yeah.
let her know, and she'll send an email
Yeah.
invitation out to you.
Okay.
And she'll let you know when our next meeting is.
Nice.
And we are the only chapter in Nevada right now. So we
Okay.
are working, trying to establish some good, solid goals here in Nye County. And then
Right.
hopefully we can help other counties if they'd like to grow also.
Yeah, we have a gigantic state, so it's important to kind of set the precedent, set the standard down here, and hopefully it can be replicated throughout the state and in our neighboring states. Well, I really want to thank you for coming on the show today and letting our listeners know and giving us a little bit of an education on the stuff going on in this town. So I really encourage folks to connect, whether it's with the Holiday Task Force, together with veterans. Getting involved in the community is an awesome thing. Before I moved to Pahrump from Las Vegas, I can tell you, confession, I wasn't super involved with a lot of organizations, but since living here for the past couple of years and kind of dipping our toe in the water and getting involved, it's been super rewarding. And I bet you guys can attest as well that it is rewarding to do that. So please, however you feel led, if you are financially able to support these groups, please get in touch with them. If you're able to attend meetings, come in and volunteer your time, I highly encourage that. So on behalf of the Nevada Patriot podcast and Michelle Caird and Linda Wright, we want to thank you. Thank you, ladies, for coming, and look forward to talking with you again soon. God bless.
Bye.
You've just spent some of the best minutes of your life hanging out with Matt Sadler at the Nevada Patriot Podcast. Thank you for listening. Tell a friend and join us next time. After you catch your breath, check out the NevadaPatriot.com for more content, advertising opportunities, and to give listener feedback. That website again is the NevadaPatriot.com. Until next time, Patriots, stay American.